Okay, I want to welcome everybody to the webinar today. We're going to be taking a look at DefinityFi Academy in a little bit of detail. We'll go through a presentation which will talk about where the crypto market is, number one. Number two, how having access to good quality information can get much better results for people quickly. And then lastly, we'll get into the compensation plan and how that works if people choose to engage in that part of the overall picture. So, and then at the end, we'll have a Q&A, a question and answer. So along the way, if you have a question, please type it in chat. I'll try to keep an eye on that. I am flying solo today, so no guarantees I'll be able to see that during the presentation, but definitely we'll get your question answered, question or questions answered after the presentation is done. So, thing I'd like to start out with is the income disclaimer. This is a very important thing that any company needs to do to make sure that people understand in anything there is risk. It's a matter of mitigating that risk. But I'd have you take a look at this. In fact, if you could screenshot this, that would be really great. Then you'll have a copy of it for your records. Starting off, let me ask you, where are you from? What country are you from? And what are you here to explore today? What are you here to find out about? If you could type this in chat, that would be great. Chat, if you're unfamiliar with Zoom, if you have Zoom on a phone, just tap in the middle of the Zoom app. You'll see three dots in the bottom right-hand corner. Click the three dots, and then you can navigate to chat and also the area where you would raise your hand. So if you could type that in chat, what country are you from? And what are you here to explore today? And also what I'll send out in chat, it's a fine time since we're really just getting kicked off here. If you do have somebody that you would like to have see this information with you, great time to invite them. I'll send you a link that will enable you to invite them in a little bit of text I use, like a little script I use that's worked really, really well for me over the years. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Robert Burns. I am 64 years old. I live here in the Seattle area with my wife, Anna. Our kids are adults, have flown the coop, and so we're empty nesters. Coincidentally, Alexandra is back now, visiting us from Romania, so we're excited about that. For fun, I'm into fly fishing and playing bass guitar, and on my professional resume, lots of things as far as being engaged in real estate, investment real estate, brokering it, investing in it, commercial investment real estate primarily. And then additionally, Forex, and I've been in real estate since 1986, commercial real estate. Forex, got involved in Forex in 2004, both manual trading and automated trading, and then crypto in 2017. And I have, there's still a ton to learn on crypto because it's such a vast category, but have been involved in many things there, certainly most of the popular things. Okay, let's see here. We've got Atta from Nigeria. Welcome, Atta. Atta, what is it you're interested in finding out about? What caught your eye? Ignatius from Namibia would like to learn more about crypto. Okay, you're definitely in the right spot for that. Galaxy A01 Core. That's a funny name. Did your parents name you Galaxy? Just kidding. Just came on. Okay, Josh from Papua New Guinea. And we've got the United Nations in here today. Farmer John Arting, USA, how can crypto education help me financially? Okay, definitely we'll be getting into that. So what we're going to do, I want to start off just with something that is a very important thing generally, but all the more in a period like we're in with crypto right now, which is looking at something called the Fear and Greed Index. What's the Fear and Greed Index? And this is a tool that I'll send out to you. In fact, I'll send out a couple of different ones here for you to walk away from the presentation today with some goodies. And this is a key one. This initial one is some of our groups to plug into. So I would encourage you to click these links before you depart today, and that way you'll have all of our tool set. This is the information tools. This is part 2 of 3. Know more about crypto and how to make money from it. Perfect. Yeah, definitely in the right spot for that. And we'll show you some other digital assets as well as crypto for diversification, which are powerful. Okay, and last but not least is the transactional wallet, SafePal. So this is kind of a good tool set I've given you in chat right now. There's 3 different series: part 1 of 2, 2 of 2, and 3 of 2. So you'll see that. The 2 of 2 has this thing I have on the screen here. What is this? The Fear and Greed Index is a measure of the relative degree of fear in the marketplace or the relative amount of greed. And these 2 emotions control every market. Whether we like to admit it or not, they're the things that motivate us to take action, either wanting to make money or, I better get out because the market is tanking. Well, lately, that's been the emotion that's been the predominant emotion. In other words, fear, because the market has gone down. Now, if you're new to crypto, that can jostle you, that can rattle you, that can cause some real consternation. What's going on? Is this thing going to just tank, going to go completely in the toilet? Those are real life emotions. And there's a fellow that I'm fond of in the investment world named Warren Buffett. If you're not familiar with him, he's the number 5 richest guy on the planet. And how has he gotten there? He's been a really brilliant investor over his many years doing it. He's just absolutely got some great advice. They call him the Oracle of Omaha. He lives in Omaha, Nebraska, which is truly amazing when you consider the amount of money he has. But apparently he likes Omaha and he's going to stay there. But his words: be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. In other words, when others are, the market is really crazy hot, be careful. Be careful. When others are, and be fearful when others are greedy, meaning if they're out there really running around and hot, be very careful. Be greedy when others are fearful. Well, which are we right now? We're the second one, right? In other words, is it the bottom? Anybody that tells you that they know that, I'd run fast the other direction, because nobody knows. If you have that crystal ball where you could predict a market, why would we need anything else other than our crystal ball? But nobody has that special crystal ball. But you can measure emotions in the marketplace, because the marketplace tends to repeat itself. It will do the same patterns over and over and over again. We are human. And so human emotions come to play in the marketplace. This is one that measures, as I said, that 12 is a very low number. If you can see, it's probably hard to see that. But 12 is a very low number. Look down here at the bottom. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a buying opportunity. Yeah. Might it be still go lower? It could. So you could kind of scale in. Don't put all of your eggs in the basket right now. But if it does go lower, that it may be even a better buying opportunity. You notice the people that are experienced, have, if you believe in crypto and you believe in what crypto is about, sometimes, crypto is very volatile compared to stocks or commodities, different things like that. This is much more volatile. So when somebody's new to it, that can be kind of a, it'll test you. So this is something that will give you the ability to start to measure what the relative degree of fear and greed are in the market. So here's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to show you what I term curated education. What's that mean? This is education that is geared or tailored to help you earn passive income from multiple sources, not just crypto, mind you. Crypto is one of those, but having some diversification, it's really good. In other words, right now, with what happened in the crypto market, I'm really happy I'm in the Forex market as well. And lastly, that it's convenient. If you're busy, there's nothing worse than having all of this huge amount of information to try to digest. We try to make it bite-sized and something you can get your brain around quickly. Okay. Also, if you are in the market and you're interested, but you don't have a lot of capital. People generally have a lot of time but don't necessarily have capital, or they have a lot of capital but they don't have time. And those are broad, generalizations I will acknowledge. But the beauty of this is if you don't have a lot of capital but you have time and you have the drive and you have ambition, can you earn money to pay for the packages here first, and then secondly, to also earn enough money where you can have significant capital with which to trade? Yes, it's possible. Now, where is crypto positioned? Here was Warren Buffett in 2018. He's been a long time naysayer of crypto. Worthless, he actually used the word rat poison squared, delusion. Okay, this was 2018. Here he was a few weeks back. The Warren Buffett just invested $1 billion in crypto. Okay, his firm Berkshire Hathaway put that billion into a Brazilian bank that does crypto. So Mr. Buffett turned around. Here's Jamie Dimon with JP Morgan Chase. Stay away from Bitcoin. I don't know the date on this, but it was early on. He wasn't a fan. Now, I'm not going to talk about Bitcoin anymore. Just interesting to see, again, even the ones that were very, very strident, attacking Bitcoin, but now his company and all the subsidiaries all offer Bitcoin. Why? Because it's becoming mainstream right before our eyes. You can't be JP Morgan Chase and not offer Bitcoin to your clients. When Morgan Stanley does, and when the other firms on Wall Street do, you have to, whether you like it or not. And so that, what I'm suggesting is, we're seeing, even with the ones that were the strongest enemies against crypto, they're turning a corner. How about when we look at sporting events worldwide? We in America have the pointed football like the one up here. The rest of the world, my wife and daughter are from Romania. The Romanians and everywhere else around the world use that round football called soccer. But what is a common theme in all of these sports? Formula One racing. I just the other day saw Crypto.com everywhere in a Formula One race. What did they do during the Super Bowl, the North American biggest sporting event by far each year, and one of the biggest in the world is the Super Bowl, American football. And what did we see? Well, we saw FTX advertising with Larry David. We saw Coinbase put on an ad that had a barcode on it. It was so popular that it brought the server to its knees. In other words, they said, look, if you scan the barcode, we'll give you $15 if you have a new account. And everybody went, I want my $15. And they ran over there. Matt Damon, he's a pitch man for Crypto.com. Speaking of Crypto.com, they just spent $700 million on an arena in the Los Angeles area, not to buy the arena, just simply to get their name on it. $700 million, almost $750 million. Who plays there? Well, LA Clippers, LA Lakers, there's boxing. One of the LA Lakers, this fella here, LeBron James and his son are spokesmen also for Crypto.com. So they were on the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl ads, by the way, $7 million for a 30-second spot. So $14 million for a minute. Let that sink in. Why are they spending this kind of money? Why are they spending their money just simply to get the name on the arena? I submit the reason you're seeing this is that you're seeing crypto become mainstream right before our eyes. In other words, even the naysayers are coming around and kind of maybe grudgingly admitting that crypto is here to stay. And certainly the kind of money that's being spent on the marketing of crypto and getting awareness, brand awareness in the marketplace is big, worldwide. Okay. How about Facebook changing its name to Meta? How about El Salvador making Bitcoin the legal tender, one of the legal tenders of El Salvador? How about Tesla and other companies accepting crypto as a means of paying for their products and services? Of course, I mentioned the Crypto.com one already. But what you're seeing is crypto become mainstream. Now, how do you get your information? How do you start to get your brain around this thing called crypto? Because it's new for many people. In other words, I was recently marketing a really nice automated crypto bot. And one of the things that I noticed consistently was the people coming in that were intrigued with getting automated trading going didn't have the basics in place. They had not learned what a wallet is, something as simple as a wallet. And I'd get these guys and gals coming in saying, I want automated trading. I want to, see my returns come in from automated trading. And you realized when you were enrolling them and trying to get them up to speed that they were struggling with the most fundamental and basic concepts. In other words, they didn't have the foundation in place. It's sort of like the aviation metaphor would be, somebody comes and says, hey, I want to learn how to fly planes. Okay, cool. And I want to start off with a F-18 fighter jet. Uh-oh. You know, have you been in the flight school? Have you learned how to do the flight simulator? Have you learned how to fly a Piper Cub first, or a Cessna? No, no, no. Okay. It's kind of like that in crypto. There's people that want to come in and hop in the fighter plane, but they don't want to pay their dues to get up to speed and basics. And a lot of that is because it's just hard to find the information. What if you took this out of the mix, meaning, you know, where do you get the information? Rich Friends, University TV, YouTube. YouTube probably of these is the best one, but it's still impossible to sort out the, you know, the good from the bad. The good and the bad and the ugly is on YouTube. How do you get the stuff that distills down to the stuff you really want? And what we try to do is make that whole process a lot easier, a lot more convenient to get access to information. So what are some of the things that are topic areas that we cover? Well, DeFi, yield farming, staking, meme coins, NFTs, crypto lending, crypto and Forex trading automation, liquidity mining, and that's a short list, guys. There's a lot more to what we're up to than just that list. And these are things that people really want to get their brain around. They want to learn how to do that stuff and not have to take, you know, forever to go through a university class or search around YouTube to figure out what's good from bad. How do we differentiate ourselves in that regard? We have educators that are really good at this, and not just, you know, the propeller head guys, the technical guys that can wow you with all the words they know. Anybody can do that. You know, give you all the jargon, you know, like they're an expert by just showing you ego-wise what they know. That's not all that useful to people. What's useful to people is take that stuff and make it so you use language that somebody in third grade can get their brain around. In other words, simplify it, make it digestible, make it so it's something that when people they get it. In other words, are you a good teacher? Are you a good teacher? Wayne Marcel is a good teacher. Wayne Marcel his moniker is Blockchain Wayne. And what he does is he teaches people how to get their brain around stuff, in some cases, very complicated, very complex stuff in crypto, which it is. It's the fighter plane again. He teaches people how to do that and how to go, you know, he's the author of a book called From No Crypto to Know Crypto. He also has a podcast of the same name. What he's famous for is the Miami Crypto Experience, which is 3 times a year, over 5,000 in attendance at these events and growing. They're popular. They're big. Why? Because this guy is a rock star in crypto education. He's really brilliant at taking the complex and making it simple. Well, that's powerful. That's convenient. That's something that people really like. And not only are you getting Wayne Marcel, and the information, by the way, is delivered via written information, video information, and then there's also classes that you can tune into that are live, where if you don't have your questions answered, you can go in and get your questions answered in that live format, in addition to the written and the video. And in addition to Wayne, he has colleagues that are with him that are equally competent and really good. So this is convenient. This is a way of being able to get access to information and know that it's high quality and good quality information that will help you achieve what most people want to achieve, which is how do I get passive income happening from crypto and other digital assets. The courses are delivered in phases. The first phase is 3 packages. It's basic education. The second phase is intermediate education. Again, 3 packages. Phase 3 is advanced, and phase 4 is professional. All of them have 3 packages, so 12 packages in total. How is this delivered? This is delivered via smart contract. What is a smart contract? Okay, this is something that is a really cool thing. Once when you enroll with us, you'll also be learning some things about how to take advantage of smart contracts. You may have responded to an advertisement that I have running, that is about smart contract companies. And if you recognize any of those companies, Forsage, Daisy, and a bunch of other ones, all the common theme in all of those companies is that they were using smart contracts. That means that the customer comes in and says, I want to play. They make a purchase, and then the sales team is automatically compensated, as is the company. And in other words, all of that and all of the access then is defined in the smart contract. It's immediate. And the Binance Smart Chain is the one we use. It's very powerful, and it's a cool system. Those companies, in some cases that I mentioned, either most of them, if they had a product, it was a not very good product, kind of a mediocre product in some cases, or they just simply didn't even have a product. It was just a money game. And what they went about doing, in some cases, is signing up hundreds of thousands or millions of customers. We have under 2,000 in Definity Fi Academy. I heard about this in June last year. Next month will be a year ago. And when a good friend of mine, Tuan Nguyen, is one of the co-founders of the company, he shared the idea with me, and when I heard it, I immediately liked it. It immediately resonated with me because of the desperate need for education in the marketplace. There are so many people out in the marketplace that need good quality information to help them get the basics, get the foundation in place with their crypto knowledge. Well, when he shared that with me, I thought that's brilliant. It took 9 months for that to incubate, for that baby to be born. Sounds like a human birth. And in February, the baby was born. Okay, and what happened is that we're in beta. It's still not full release, and you know, there's a lot of things involved in this whole process of rolling out a project like this that are involved. But what I know is the people behind it, and so when I heard that, I instantly said, okay, I'm in. And especially knowing I'd been marketing an automated crypto bot, a good one. It'll remain nameless, but a good one. And a lot of the folks there, virtually everybody there, is an example of somebody that would need access to this education. Some a lot more than others. In other words, where they didn't have any reference point onto the basics. What you'll learn with these courses is not only the basics, but intermediate level, advanced level, and then professional level. And you can start off, just to get the elephant out of the room, the first 3 packages are $200. That's called phase 1. That's what a lot of people will do. That's the basics. The next are $900 additional. Do you have to do all that at once? No. Can you start with $30? Yes. Okay, and work your way up. I did the whole thing. The whole thing is $10,000. Why? Because I know Tuan Nguyen. I don't expect somebody that doesn't know me or doesn't know Tuan Nguyen to say, "Oh yes, here's $10,000. Let me get involved." But I know where this is going. I know what the commitment level is. I know he and his partner Edgardo Valdivieso are top level people, really, really capable, been in this profession a long time, strong 7-figure earners in the business. So I was intrigued with that idea. Each of these packages has its own matrix, its own smart contract. Okay, when you purchase into this, and the packages, again, starting off in phase 1, which is these 3 packages, 30, 50, and 120. It's $200. This is starting with the basics. Now, then getting into taking action on crypto, basic strategies, blockchain protocols. In other words, getting the lexicon, getting the words of this space, getting the language of this space. Then by the 3rd package, we're getting into and introducing NFTs, play to earn gaming, how to research projects, blockchain consensus methods, and it's important, token types, utility, income possibilities with crypto staking, mining, launch pads. In other words, giving you some reference and some foundation. By the intermediate package set, we're looking at getting into the right mindset, getting into software management strategies, artificial intelligence technologies applied in crypto and Forex markets, automated trading strategies, tools, API, AI, Go apps, deep dive into crypto, DeFi, in other words, decentralized finance, mechanics, smart contracts, yield farming, MetaMask, flash loans, lending and borrowing, crypto liquidity providing, as well as evaluating levels of risk. And that's a really key one, is mitigating risk. This is all in the 2nd set. The 3rd set, advanced strategies. Notice that trading didn't really start to come about as far as in-depth trading until the advanced set. This one, this is, let's see, $2,900 for this portion. This is a deep dive into mining and proof of stake blockchains, crypto trading foundations, and advanced trading topics. Why? Because these are advanced concepts. They're not beginning aviation. This is the fighter plane now that you're getting introduced to at this point. And then the professional level are real deep dive into NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and metaverse, play to earn, full course. And then the last one, frankly and candidly, is still being defined, because this is going to be a very elite group. Not everybody will play all the way through. You have to do it sequentially. In other words, you can't go from package 1 to package 6. You have to go package 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the first 3 packages, you have to purchase 3 packages to participate in the live training. So it's $200 for phase 1. You can get the $30 one and work your way up, but you won't be able to participate in the live training until you have the full set of what's called phase 1, 1, 2, and 3. Same thing with phase 2. To participate in the training here, you need to have these 3 packages, okay, and so on and so forth. It works the same way for each of the phases. Here's a couple of examples of products that are available. These are products that are examples of third-party products that DefinityFi Academy will make available to the customers. And the reason is that they're not providing these directly. Therefore, they don't have to have the regulatory compliance issues with regard to what the products are delivering on returns and so forth. The targeted returns on these products are between 4 to 7%, I think is a safe number. This DeFi FX is a terrific tool. It's a 4x EA, completely automated. It scales, and if you have compounding, a desire to have compounding in your account, it does that automatically, which is awesome. So these are examples of third-party products. Now, I'm going to shift gears and get into the compensation and into the smart contract. What happens? This is how the dollar is sliced up on every sale that is, every one of the packages that is sold, every sale that takes place. This is how it's paid. 60% goes to the team, 15% goes to you, or you and the person that enrolled you on your first 3, and then 15% goes to you on number 4 and on. I'll show you the detail of that in just a second. This is for your directs, okay? Hang on 1 minute. And then 10% is paid out in tokens that you can use to buy things like this. In other words, where you can use the tokens as it's an internal economy where you can buy the different. These are just a couple of many that will be out. And then lastly, there's 15% that goes to the profit share. 15% is to pay admin fees like server hosting, on the occasion when they need to have additional programming for the smart contracts, which does happen. You find things that weren't quite perfect. And so, but this in this type of company is very low. The remainder then that's left over goes into a profit sharing program. I won't get into all the detail of this because it's involved. But if you do have an interest in this, let me know. In other words, if you have a background in matrix compensation, you're a network pro, and you want to really know how the pistons go up and down, we can get into that discussion. It just goes beyond the discussion of a basic introduction like this. Basically, there are 3 things how to benefit from DefinityFi Academy. You can be a customer, just a customer. We love you. You can be just an affiliate. We love you. Or you can do both, and to be a member doesn't cost any more than to be a customer. We have to do it this way to be compliant from a regulatory standpoint, and this company is compliant in the US, which is difficult to do. In other words, if you've been around networking for a while, you know how true the statement I just made is. In other words, it's hard to be compliant in the USA. And if a company is compliant in the USA, chances are good it's compliant most places, because it's a very tough regulatory environment here. We have to make it available to somebody to be a customer only or an affiliate only. And you do have to pay the smart contract fee, which is everybody does when you get into any package, a $30 package, all 10 of them, or 12 of them rather, you pay the smart contract fee, but you only pay it once. Once it's paid, then you have to pay fuel fees as you upgrade into different packages along the way, but they're much less expensive. Being a member, to me, makes a lot of sense. That's the thing I gear this toward, and I aim at having people see the benefit of that, because even if they just want to be a customer, they can be a member. It doesn't cost them anymore. And when they're a member, then if they change their mind and decide they want to market this, you may want to market it right from the beginning. But if you do that, that is being a member. So when starting out, this is what I'm a big proponent of this. In other words, going out and getting 5 people is really key, and you'll see why here in just a second. But when you do that, you're going to earn 10% of the sales from your first 3, and then number 4 and on, you get 15%. So 5 people qualifies you through all of the different generations in the matrix, and I'll show you how that works in just a sec, a visual of that, because it's easier to get your brain around. Then on number 6, without your team doing anything so far, this probably wouldn't happen this way, but on number 6, you then have received your money. You've gotten your money back from that particular matrix that you're in. And this is matrix by matrix. This needs to be done. Once your team starts generating additional sales and they're starting to go out and get busy and productive, you receive 5% on what they do. And a really good sign about how this is working is there are people showing up in our organization where we don't know the name of them already. In other words, it's very exciting when you see that. In other words, somebody enrolls as a member, they start enrolling people, and they have people on their team, they don't know who they are. And I'm like, that's a good sign. So here you are, you enroll Frank as your third one, or your fourth one. And you're going to receive 15% on Frank's sale, and then Frank's first 3 people, he's going to get 10%. You're going to get the difference of 5%. That's how that works. So this is on the direct. It's either you're receiving the 15% or you're receiving 10 on your first 3, and the person that enrolled you receives 5. Then in the same manner, here's Frank. Frank enrolls 2 people. He's going to receive 10% on those. You're going to receive 5% on those and 5% on any of the ones until there's somebody there that has 3. This could be a lot of depth. The cool thing is that you also get in the matrix 5% on production. If you have 5 people, you're qualified all the way down. You're eligible. And you see down here 3 who get 3, who get 3, who get 3. I mean, it starts to turn into a gigantic number. This number over here is the cumulative total. And you see down here almost 800,000 people. I mean, and here's the thing, guys. It will never, ever, ever work like this. I know this is going to come as a surprise, but some people are lazy. They won't do much of anything. Okay? And I kid, but it's true. And then you've got the worker bees. You get the ones that really will put you on the map in a hurry. And you hope you get a good number of those, because it's really exciting when those sales start to come in. And again, you don't know who they come in from. That's when things are working. What I want to show you is what this translates into in dollars, okay? Now, will you earn what I'm showing you on the screen? Probably not, okay? Because it's not a perfect world. This is a perfect world example here, but it shows you what's possible, and it will differ a great deal from this as far as reality. I'm going to show you now what that translates into in dollars. Here's the $30 matrix, 363 people through 5 levels, 3 who get 3, who get 3, etc. You would have earned $545. In that example, just through 5 levels. Keep in mind there's 12 levels in each matrix, 12 generations. Now, here's what happens if you go down 7. You put in $30, 3 who get 3, who get 3. Perfect world. Here was your 5th level, 363. Here's 7th level, 3,279. You've earned $4,900. Okay? This is why this is such a powerful model when you have this kind of compensation tied to a smart contract. It's really powerful. Now, what if you got half that number? Instead of 360, you got 180. You still made $270 over time, just through 5 levels. What does that look like if you got a third of that number? Okay, 120 people. You still earn $180. That is a 6x return, by the way, on your money. Now, there's sweat equity in there. You need to do some work to get there. Here's the cool thing. When you have done this, you then are eligible to enter into the Global Master Community. And this means that you pay to get into this community a second time. But here's the difference. Anybody that's in here is a worker bee. In other words, they have achieved the 120. If you get in here early, that means there's a good chance that they're going to be underneath you. And the guys and gals that are in this community, this matrix, are a known quantity. They're getting it done. This concept applies to each of the 12 matrices. And this is such an exciting thing, because if you get up high in here, you have people that really are good. But, if you get up high enough that they're underneath you and that you could, in other words, you get in here early, it can be very, very lucrative. Now, I want to just kind of wrap up on that point, because I don't want to get into the detail too much on the comp plan, but just to show you how this works, these are the steps. Number one is go get 5 people. That qualifies you. You need to do that in each of the different matrices. Maybe some of the same people go in, first, second, and third. The higher you go in revenue value, of the matrix, as far as the packages, some people won't be following you. That's just the nature of the beast. But 5 people in your first level, that means that you are then community qualified all the way down. So over time, you can enjoy the benefits of that whole organization. Second step is to get a 6th person. That gets your money back. Third step is to teach your team to do the same thing. Simple as that. Go get 5, then go get an additional one for 6, and then teach your team, work with your team to help them get their money back, and you're going to achieve bronze very quickly. So what I hope to have shown you is that we have education that is geared toward helping people earn passive income from multiple sources, and that it's convenient. You don't have to work hard to go find it. Also, to get started here is very simple. You just need to get the link of your sponsor, register on your web browser or your phone. The link looks like this. It'll have their number out here to the right-hand side. And the first phase, which is $120, excuse me, $200. It is morning here still. $200. You need to have approximately $225 in your wallet in BNB coins. Okay, and the reason is that you need to have, when you go in to buy the 3 packages, it's going to conservatively calculate the cost of the smart contract, which is a one-time purchase, and then the fuel fees. It will be less than $225, but it has to have the conservative number. In other words, you have enough money to play. Then what it will do is it will charge you something probably around $207 to $212, something like that. The remainder will be in your wallet. You won't lose it. So we'd rather have somebody show up with enough money than not enough and be frustrated that they can't consummate the purchase. If you want to buy into package or phase 2, that's $1,100. I'd like to see you with $1,200 in your wallet. It will be less than that again, probably $225 or $1,125, $1,130, something like that. The balance will be in your wallet. So with that, I want to wrap up by revisiting the income disclaimer. Some of the examples that I showed you, require hard work. I know that's probably not a sales point, but I'd rather be clear and rather be transparent with you than tell you a story and blow smoke and that it's not real. I try to keep things real. If you're willing to do the work, though, this is a product that is worthy of doing the work. It really is. It's something that is really, really exciting. It's good quality, and it's going to make people a lot of money. So if you don't have money, but you have time and you have the drive, you can make money. If you have money, we can show you how to make more of it with your money. So I'd encourage you to get a screenshot of this. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and we'll get into the Q&A section of the day. So let